Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We will now be starting our first ever Chain Up webinar. And once again, I'm Roy, founder of DeFi. It's my pleasure to be your MC for today. And I would like to thank everyone for being patient and checking in early. We will now start our webinar. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our very first Chain Up webinar. Once again, I'm Roy. It's my pleasure to be your MC for today. I'd like to thank all of you valued guests for taking the time to join us today. A brief rundown for today's event. First of all, we'll be opening with Chain Up, followed by their product and solution sharing. Secondly, we'll proceed with the panel discussion, where we'll go through interesting topics relevant to today's context. We'll then move on to the Q&A session and giveaway, followed by the networking session at the end. And yes, in case you did not know, we are having a giveaway. We'll be giving away a total of 400 USD worth of Biki tokens for this event. So shout out to Biki for sponsoring this. So firstly, participants can find out more by joining ChainUp's Telegram group to win up to 200 USD worth of Biki tokens. And also during the webinar, we'll be giving away another 200 USD worth of Biki tokens to engaging participants. So we'd like to encourage all participants to be active during the Q&A sessions later during the panel discussion, as well as participating in the survey poll at the end of the webinar. Now, without further ado, let's welcome our first speakers. We have ChainUp Global BD Partner, blockchain commentator, and also founder of Aries Talk. We have none other than Aries Loh himself to deliver the opening for today. Aries, please.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar, Navigate the Pandemic as a Digital Asset Exchange. My name is Aries Loh. I work on the global marketing here at ChainUp, and I'm very excited to give this opening speech. And first, I would like to thank you all for joining us today. And in today's webinar, my coworker John will be sharing ChainUp's latest, very exciting new product lines. Okay, as you can see, ChainUp just introduced five product lines, including credit card payment gateway, auto trading bots, AI-based KYC solution, also Cloud Light and Bitwin listing. And for those of you who are not familiar with the ChainUp, please allow me to give a brief introduction about the ChainUp. Okay, ChainUp is the world's leading blockchain technology service provider. It is founded in 2017 and headquartered in Singapore. And at present, ChainUp has 8 product lines, including crypto exchange solution, spot trading, margin future, etc., and also wallet solution and aggregated liquidity solution, situation awareness, public blockchain and consortium blockchain, mining pool, blockchain cloud committee, blockchain cloud media and broker, and also created a number of independent brands, including Highcoin, the wallet solution provider, also the Bitwin, the exchange liquidity provider, and the XUp, the financial derivative technology platform. And also with offices set up in Beijing, Tokyo, and Hong Kong, in addition to its headquarters in Singapore. Up to now, ChainUp has provided blockchain technology services to more than 500 clients around the globe, including 300 crypto exchange clients, 100 wallet clients, 150 plus liquidity clients, and also 60 plus derivatives clients, covering over 20 countries around the world. And by the way, during this webinar, if you have any questions, my coworker and I will be available and we can have a private chat. And now, I'm pleased to introduce my coworker, today's speaker, John. Hello, John.
Aries. Hi, Aries. Thank you for the introduction. Yes. So, very nice to meet you all. My name is John, business development team at ChainUp. Today, I'll be making a short, brief introduction to our company and our products. Okay. So, I'm going to be sharing about our new product models and business model that we have currently. So let me briefly introduce about ChainUp, our company. So ChainUp over the years has raised rounds of investments from Node Capital, Morningside Venture Capital, Joy Capital, Tosha Capital, and other famous venture capitals in China. So from 2017, we have been providing centralized blockchain platform solution to global clients with cloud exchange solution as our core product, covering spot, margin, futures, OTC, exchange functions. There are more than 300 cloud exchanges joining in our ecosystem. I can say ChainUp is one of the biggest white label crypto exchange provider. However, unlike other providers, we never operate our own crypto exchange solution, our tokens, and staying in boundaries as being an infrastructure development company. With our strong backgrounds in tech development, all of our products are compliant with global information security standards. And with this background, until now, there are more than 300 exchanges, crypto exchanges thriving in the market. Our biggest goal is to provide the most cost-efficient white label solution, and we are continuously upgrading our solution. TradeNow Cloud System supports spot leverage, perpetual swap, ETF, and OTC trading system with full liquidity from Bitwind, which is our TradeNow operated liquidity aggregator. So, advantages of using our cloud exchange will be as follows. Firstly, new exchanges will gain identical liquidity as Bitwind upon launching. Automatic monthly code upgrades and functional upgrades, all-inclusive server maintenance and monitoring expenses, and also to mention 100% asset custodian services, even including hot wallet. On the spot exchange, we provide value-added functions such as referral program, trade mining, IEO, long-up dividends, and UI customizations. TradeNow Cloud has been under operation since 2017 with 300 exchanges, with 50 million registered users joining in the pool, and daily average trading volume is around 2.5 billion US dollars. So currently there are many crypto exchanges out in the world, but number of the crypto exchanges are steadily growing, and BTC and major exchanges are dominating the market. In 2020, BTC market cap has reached over 60%, and still 30 exchanges are dominating 82% of the market share. However, BTC has been the best performing asset in 2019 and 2020 as well, with BTC halving just happened yesterday and Ukraine government planning to start a mining business soon. I think cryptocurrency business has a good opportunity to grow in the future. Trading volume of BTC perpetual swap derivative exchange BitMEX has been increasing rapid since 2016, and trading volume has increased more than 300% from 2019 Q4. And in 2020, the trading volume is still an increase. As you can see on the chart, derivative exchange has shown huge growth in second half of 2019, and it now takes 40% of trading volume in 2020. So with this background, my small conclusion is that Corona pandemic has only led 5% fell down for cryptocurrency market cap. And even though crypto exchange market dominance and BTC dominance is increasing, there are more exchanges, more new exchanges are being launched every day. Derivative trading volume has been rapidly increasing since 2016 and taking up 40% of trading volume in 2020 Q1. As more spot exchanges open up derivatives exchange, community-based social trading and derivative exchange will gain more attention in the market. So with this background, TradeNow has made many functional upgrades to our existing cloud exchange. First up is automated trading bot system for spot and futures exchange. So Serious Trader is our strategic partner for developing B2C auto trading bot software, and all of our cloud exchanges trade API are integrated to this software. So all of our users can download this software and make daily yields by simply activating ready-made strategy for spot and futures market. Or they can set up their own custom trading system or strategy on this system, and it supports 4 markets per account. Also, users can, like I said, users can create new custom trading strategies. And as you can see on this chart, the daily yields are pretty high, and then we are also soon going to launch an app version for quant trading bot system. So this is the first upgrade that we have made to our cloud exchange. And second, we have integrated credit card payment gateway to our cloud exchanges. So we have integrated MoonPay to our system, and it's going to be an exclusive value-added function for TrainUp cloud exchanges. Supports purchasing BTC, ETH, USD, and other 40 cryptocurrencies by USD, Euros, GBP, and other fiats. And there's not going to be any deposit required for using this system for our cloud clients. And soon we're also going to launch off-ramping function. So this is a layout for our credit card payment solution. Thirdly, next coming up is a compliancy upgrade. So over the years, there has been growing demands from our crypto exchange clients for regulation compliancy. And we are now integrating customizable KYC module to provide regulatory risk-based approach that follows FATF MAS guideline. It is fully compliant with GDPR and PDPA information security regulation. And what this KYC module is going to do AI-driven identity verification check and liveness check to our clients. So this new KYC module is going to be launched in Q3 of 2020. I have mentioned about growing trend in futures exchange, perpetual swap, and derivative exchange in the market. And ChainUp has also come out with a new way of providing cloud exchange solution to new clients. Let me introduce ChainUp Cloud Lite. So ChainUp Cloud Lite is the simplest way to start derivative exchange. It contains perpetual swap exchange and ETF trading functions with no no capital requirements and low operation risk. There's only minimal deposit required, and community size. All the joining participants, we're going to evaluate the team by its community size. And if your team meets the criteria, we're going to provide 3 months of free cloud exchange, free derivative exchange to you. So first is we're going to open up futures trading system, which is included in the Cloud Lite system. It includes perpetual swap and supports 100 times the leverage. I can share the information, more detailed information after this webinar. So please feel to find me or contact me. Secondly, there's an ETF function included in the Cloud Lite version. So this ETF function, it can go inverse trading, and no margins are required to open up the system. And users will be able to trade 3 times the leverage. So the whole procedure of opening up a Cloud Lite system is really simple. It will take no more than 2 weeks to open. If you are interested into finding out more information and more detailed information, please contact our staff after this webinar. So second new business is Bitwind listing. But firstly, let me introduce more about Bitwind. So Bitwind is our liquidity aggregator platform that combines 300 cloud exchange volume. So let's say there's a new client opening up a cloud exchange. All the liquidity order books are going to be provided from Bitwind. New cloud exchanges are going to have 100% identical liquidity as Bitwind, or we can provide this liquidity to third-party exchanges or brokers. So listing onto Bitwind, it gives opportunity to list new coins or new cryptocurrency pairs to 50 mid to small size chain of cloud exchanges, and it reduces market making and hedging expenses. So there are more than 5 new projects listed on Bitwind. So if you are a project operator, please, if you want to list on Bitwind, our liquidity aggregator platform, please contact me after this webinar. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, John. Thank you for the insightful sharing session. I'm sure now many of us here has many questions right now as I see in the Q&A. Some are saying hi, some are asking about ChainUp solutions. So please hold your horses. You guys can know more by the later Q&A session, or you can join us in the networking session later, which will send the link to the room of the networking room after our panel discussion. So now I believe it's time for the highlight of our webinar, our panel discussion. So joining us, we have John, definitely. And next up, we have the rising star, Southeast Asia CEO of BK Exchange, Mr. Ethan Ng. Thank you, Ethan. Next up, we have
Hi, guys.
blockchain business consultant of Sanctum, Mr. Leslie Chan.
Hi, guys.
Thank you, Leslie. And lastly, we have our Southeast Asia largest smart cities protocol, head of marketing and communication of BCB Blockchain, Ms. Yvonne Wong. Hi everyone, so thank you for joining us today. So please, before we start, I would like to have everyone basically share with us a little bit, give a self-introduction about yourself. So before we start, I think John definitely will give an introduction just now. So let's proceed with Ethan first.
Yeah, hi guys, I'm Ethan Ng. I'm the CEO of BT Exchange Southeast Asia. BT is a top 20 exchange, and our key markets are the Chinese markets, Korea, Russia, and Vietnam as well. I believe we have quite a number of Vietnam audience here too. And we are mainly a crypto-to-crypto exchange, and we have also branched out to derivatives as well. And ChainUp happened to be our sister company as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ethan. So next up, Leslie.
Hi, this is Leslie here from Singapore, obviously. And I'm from Sanctum. And what we do is actually we provide blockchain solutions to companies who want to explore the use of the applications and the integrations of the blockchain technologies. Yeah.
Awesome. So next up, Yvonne, can you introduce yourself?
Okay, hi everybody, Yvonne here. So I'm taking care of the Marcoms across APAC. And so BCB Blockchain, we are actually relatively new. We started only back in 2018. Our HQ is based in Singapore, but over the past 2 years, we have expanded quickly to over 8 countries. And right now we have more than 500 colleagues all over Asia. And what we do is basically, to grow the blockchain protocol for developing smart city solutions. Yep.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, right now we are at 90 men strong. We have 90 attendees here with us. So without further ado, I'm sure most of them are very interested with the panel topics today, which is basically revolving around how do they basically navigate through the pandemic. So first off, let's start the panel with our first question of today. With the recent turmoil in the financial market due to the COVID-19 pandemic, do you think it brings about the same effect to the cryptocurrency scene as compared to the financial scene right now? So, what are some of your thoughts? Let's start off with John.
So, I think you can like segregate into 2 different questions. First is cryptocurrency market, and other one is operating a blockchain business. Standing on the business operation scene, I think it's a definite yes, because blockchain and cryptocurrency businesses are highly digital, but it depends on physical events to connect business opportunities, right? And as we all know, all the conferences and events has been canceled in the first half of 2020. Employees are losing jobs, retail investors liquidating cryptocurrency portfolios or cash. In this regard, I think Corona has definitely impacted blockchain business. However, on the other hand, many countries currently are cutting down interest rate and increasing liquidity by printing out more money to face the crisis. So I think there's a high tendency of hyperinflation or inflation to occur in the near future. And biggest advantage of Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, is not correlated to underlying assets. And it has been the best performing asset in 2019 and 2020. along with BTC halving just happened, and institutional traders, also big hedge funds joining in the market, I think it's really a good opportunity for cryptocurrency to grow in the long term.
Awesome. How about Ethan? What are some of your thoughts on this?
Okay, so well, all of the points that John mentioned was really, really great. Thanks for those pointers. I thought that was really valuable for all of us to listen into. I think I want to put in a little bit more of a highlight with regards to, besides being a financial market issue, but this is literally an issue for survival, right? So like just easily 3-4 weeks ago, we have many partners from the United States. They have been refusing to discuss with us because they are literally surviving. Surviving is more important than discussing about business, right? And so that was one of the difficult issues that we have to face. At the same time, on the other side of the world, in the Chinese markets, we found out that our online communities in WeChat groups are a lot more active than usual because they are stuck at home and they had nothing much to do. And so one of the new things that we did was to do more education, conduct more classes, to engage and interact with them more. But besides this, with regards to navigating through this kind of uncertainties, I think it's also especially a very good opportunity for blockchain companies to stand up to show what they are really made of, instead of all talk in the past before, right? This is precisely the time that we can actually showcase the value we can help with this citizens or these people that require assistance. So the traditional markets that we have already seen in the news are failing, right? Because of the physical presence that they require. And I think, a few of these projects that we have noticed in the last 3 weeks as well has been showcasing very increased activities, especially in their acquisition of users. And I thought that those were very, very good examples for us to follow as well, to see how we can overcome this situation.
Okay, thank you so much. Yes, I do agree definitely, when crises come opportunities, right? So thank you, Ethan and John, for sharing. So next up, Leslie, what do you think of this?
So with regards to the financial turmoil, I mean the S&P 500 and things like that, traders are looking at it. I've had a lot of comments on the traders side, but from the traders' perspective, they are more than happy to see volatility in the market, right? So that's where they make their monies. However, based on businesses, if you are looking at the long-term effect, I do think the ripple effect and the repercussions of the COVID has not started yet. In the near one, it'll probably take about a year to recover, in my opinion. And I do think that businesses would be in that survival mode, as what Ethan has mentioned earlier. And for cryptocurrency companies, we have already been in a kind of a crypto winter before this. So this is like a triple whammy or a double whammy kind of thing that I think businesses need to innovate and be smart about their spending, especially, and at least have the foresight for the next 1 year or so. Yeah.
I see. How about you, Yvonne?
Okay, I can hear. Okay, great. I think whatever points that the rest of the panelists have shared is definitely valid. And okay, I think to add that to a little bit more, first thing is I definitely agree that the turmoil due to in the financial market due to this COVID-19 pandemic has a definite effect on the crypto market, because I think it goes back to how crypto or digital assets has came about. When it came out about 1 decade ago, it was supposed to be a kind of currency, in the digital space. And it has, over the years, it has evolved to be packed with, in financial terms, in the financial market, as the gold standards of the online sphere. So we have been saying that it is, very reliable. It is, and things like that. So if you can see that in March, there is a huge financial market not say meltdown, but a lot of sell down. And so if you see that across the board, not just in the financial stock market, everything is going down, even gold in mid-March and BTC in mid-March, you can see within the span of 1 week, there was massive sell down as well. So we can see that first thing is that we can see that the evolvement of the cryptocurrency has right now moved on to the stage whereby it's very speculative. So it has gotten a speculative nature, and then so you will see this kind of movements and whereby people are starting to put in money on the crypto space, invest in that, and use that to earn money. And when crisis like that happens, they will start to liquidate, like the dash for cash during this period. So they start to sell gold, they start to sell BTC, etc. So there is definitely right now a very close relation between the crypto market and what is happening in the financial market already. Yeah. And that came to the point there whereby I think moving on, this effect is not going to tame down anytime soon. And in fact, with right now the speculative nature of cryptocurrency, it is still right now. I think cryptocurrency is still if I can say, it's still nascent. There is still a lot of more room to grow, and there is a lot more room to develop further. So we'll see how that space plays out. Yeah.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much for sharing, guys. So next up, I think we have our second question for today, which is, according to the financial report by Yahoo Finance, market volatility gauge hits its highest level since January 2009. As crypto and blockchain veterans in the space, what are some of the possible solutions do you think the crypto exchanges or even crypto companies should implement to avoid the same problem from happening in the crypto industry? John, what do you think?
Okay. Standing on exchange of, standing up chain upsides of the few. Our main goal is to provide secure exchange trading trading platform, right? So most of the cryptocurrency traders are actually using this high volatility market to earn profits. So I think, in my personal opinion, high volatility is quite a driving force of crypto exchange businesses for retail investors. But they need to know that the market leaders are actually not them. It's coming from more institutional traders. But recently, those retail investors, they are using spot and perpetual swap exchange at the same time to hedge out the risk. So shorting or taking a long position depending on the profit side, I think market volatility is actually gives more opportunity for retail investors to make money or earn profits. Standing on chain of business side, I think it is really important for us to implement those safety measurements to ensure our client exchange from operating secure exchange platform. So all of our futures derivative exchanges has implemented forced liquidation, auto deleveraging systems, insurance funds. So we assure that there's a zero risk of operating this system.
I see. What are you, Ethan?
Hey, sorry, Roy, can you repeat your question again?
No worries, no worries. So my question was, according to the financial report by Yahoo Finance, market's volatility gauge hits its highest level since the January 2009. As crypto and blockchain veterans, guys, what are some of the possible solutions do you think crypto exchanges like Biggie, for example, or other crypto companies should implement to avoid the same problem from happening in the crypto industries?
Okay, all right. So, yeah, this is a very interesting question. This is the first time I come across this as well. So I want to go back a little bit in history, right? In 2008, when we witnessed the Lehman Brothers crisis, 3 days after the crisis, that was the first time where Bitcoin actually had a huge spike. And after that, we have seen a lot of volatility in the crypto market, and everyone who comes into the crypto market long enough enjoys and profits and make losses from the volatility, right? So in actual fact, this high volatility is one of the nature of this industry, which is why so many people still stayed, and there's also a lot of people who left. But like how actually exchanges get to be not so volatile is number one. We also need to care a lot about the stability of the projects that we lease, first of all. So like maybe I can educate a little bit on the background. Before an exchange like Bitky actually lease a project, we evaluate from a lot of standpoint about this project, including their finances, including their decision makers, including their history of the decision makers, their white paper as well. And we also think about this for the user's point of view. So when is this project is going to be a long term for users or not, right? So when we evaluate like this and we see, especially in bear markets, how is this going to impact the project? Because in a very, very bad case scenario, during the bear market, an exchange can announce that they are delisting 30 or even 50 projects because of such situations. So when we evaluate projects, we have thought about this before, especially since Bitky started in the bear market as well. So that becomes the fundamentals of our exchange as well. So I think this is a very huge contributing factor to gain users' confidence to solve this issue.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing. Yes, definitely. I think coming from an exchange perspective is definitely great as well. So next up, let's hear from a service provider perspective. Leslie, what do you think?
I think with regards to what happened in 2017, most of the companies or most of the businesses or crypto businesses that were affected was because of the crypto winter and due to learning lessons that we learned for the last 2 to 3 years. What's happening now is that it seems to me, all right, it seems to me, this is my own personal opinion, right? So there's a lot of exchanges that's in the market. However, because of what Yvonne has mentioned, being in a nascent, situation where blockchain has not gone to the main markets, you would see a kind of a, lack for better word, your supply and demand is not really there basically. And I do see a consolidation of exchanges that will happen, especially after this whole COVID situation. But that being said, I do know of traders who are doing nothing but at home doing a lot of trading. So whichever exchanges that you are pursuing your users, I think that's a brand strategy that you might want to approach. And I do see some of the bigger companies, adopting those strategies to retain users. And so I think you guys should just learn from each other. The exchanges should just learn from each other, right? So to retain most of your traders, and traders love volatility. So when you talk to me about volatility in back then in terms of the finance one, if you put them in the stocks market, they're going to tell you, say it's boring as shit, basically this is nothing going on. They want the kind of volatility that crypto can give them, and this is where they are making the money. So the smart traders are making money on this. Yeah.
Awesome. How are you, Yvonne, coming from a project's perspective?
Yeah, I totally second what Leslie said. Volatility is definitely something that is welcome. That is where you make the money, right? Yeah. So therefore, I think we really can't avoid the fact that the question of volatility in the entire equation. Yeah. So and the fact that and also one other thing is that currently the crypto exchange, this market is actually really, really small if you compared to the forex market, the world's highest volume, and we have with 5-6 trillion, going in a fews every day, switching hands between the buyers and sellers. So if you compare that, we are really very small at this point of time, and then therefore any impact that comes into the market, it's definitely going to have huge ups and huge downs. But then that being said, I think that will also come to a point, but not I wouldn't think, personal opinion, I wouldn't think in any time in the near future. But eventually, when with cryptocurrency, digital assets, all these take on a more practical applications, with more acceptance into real world applications in the market, in our society, we will see certain stabilization. So I think for exchanges, it is also, as what Ethan just now mentioned, it is important that they bring on projects that has good potential, they have credible projects backing. So I think that can help to in a way maintain certain sustainability in this view. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much, Yvonne. So I noticed that there's a lot of questions really coming in for you guys, for all the blockchain veterans here. Really, we have like, what, 38, 39 right now? So, okay, before we go to the Q&A session, right, I think I have one last question for you. I mean, I'm really interested to hear from all of you guys. And I'm sure all of the attendees here will be interested as well. Because as compared to most of the other industry players in the space, I believe that all of you here, ChainUp, Biggie, Sanctum, BCB, are still very active in the scene. In fact, I would say, flourishing is the word to say. So are you able to share with everyone here, what are some of your strategies that your company have implemented to continue to flourish in such uncertainties time? John, can you share with us?
Well, ChainUp is doing a B2B business. So we are providing the exchange solutions to major crypto exchange solutions. Exchange operators, such as Bigkey, we have been cooperating since, let's say, 2018 and until now. So I think it's really really important for crypto exchanges to reunite and making liquidity or making a liquidity pool or cooperate together to bear out this volatile market at this time of time. So nothing, well, actually for ChainUp, nothing much has changed over the years. We are continuously providing crypto exchange solution, cloud-based exchange solutions to our clients. So what we are right now achieving is to upgrade our function and to provide futures, derivative, or add-on functions, new functions to our existing platform. So as I mentioned before, we came out with a cloud-like version and integrated like automated trading platform and crypto credit card payment gateway solutions. So there's more to come. Depending on the market and the and what our clients demand, we are continuously upgrading our solution. So I think it's really important for exchanges to cooperate and share the liquidity, because as Yuval mentioned before, still exchanges are a small market. Trading volumes are comparably small to traditional FX market. So I think it's a really good opportunity for exchanges to cooperate and to cooperate together. Yes.
Awesome. So next up will be Ethan. So I've seen listing after listing in Bigkey, especially in prominent projects that's upcoming in Bigkey right now. So I'm sure, not just me being curious, I'm sure there's a lot of our attendees here, and also maybe our fellow panelists that are very curious how Bigkey managed to flourish in such uncertainties.
Whew. I have to tell you, it's damn tough, man. Whew. With more than 2,000 exchanges out there, one small humble exchange called Bigkey is climbing up despite all odds. So yeah, so it comes back to, I don't know why, but like during the bear market in 2018, that was the time when Bigkey Exchange was growing 200% to 300% month to month. And the same thing happened during this pandemic. We saw our global user acquisition increased like in more than 100% basically. And so
wow.
Well, to tell you honestly, like my team hasn't took a day off in the last 28 days. We have been keeping up with demand with this. So within the team, we are extremely clear about what we need to achieve by the end of the year, and basically there's not enough time in 24 hours for us to catch up. And so one of the interesting things we are doing is the the age of ICO is over, the age of IEO is over, and then we have been experimenting very different unique campaigns in the last 6 weeks in the Chinese markets, and the results were astonishing. And we are about to release more information about the new model we have in the coming weeks, even though I have been seeing a few leaks here and there from partners that are here. And so that is something that we see that we can actually turn the tide and grow Biki by tenfolds using this strategy. And on top of that, we have been engaging with our community because we are a community-driven exchange. We are started as a community as well. Right now, we have 2,200 community partners, and our overseas community partners in Russia, Vietnam, and the rest are growing a lot. As we speak, on a daily basis, we receive inquiries. And then so we are engaging with our communities a lot. We are conducting weekly classes as well to engage with them, to teach them the basics and the FAQ. And so we will continue to maintain our fundamentals like this, to engage and listen out to our users and to help them out. Also because we are thinking from the user's point of view, especially in this difficult time when maybe some of them lost their jobs, etc. And so we came up with a lot more promotions that will help them. For example, we give 50% trading fee rebates. We give more classes to teach you about how you can actually make better income. You don't have to pay a single cent for this as well. And we educate a lot more. Yeah, so these are all the simple mini steps that we do on a daily basis.
Awesome, awesome. I think the key right now here is definitely being empathy towards the ecosystem, partners, as well as the community right now during these tough times. So guys, you know, attendees here up, anything you can reach out to them. So yes, I do agree with what Ethan mentioned. Partners is very important. So do stay tuned later. We have a networking session later right after this panel. So, you know, you can form more partnerships in the system right now. All right. So next up, we have Leslie. Can you share a little bit more with us, you know, coming from a service provider? Both of us are service providers perspective. So yeah, can you share a little bit with us, you know, about, you know, how do you manage?
I think in terms of strategy-wise, you just got to maintain those contacts on a regular basis. You know, just say hi. I'm sure, you know, during this time, even though it's all Zoom, we can't, you know, message each other and things like that. These are all things that we can still. It's all about relationship anyway, right? So, so just keep it warm, and you know, there are a lot of businesses that are still wanting to grow, and they do see that this is an opportunity at this point of time. But they are also wary in terms of because of, you know, where is this going to be like in 1 year's time, right? And so funds may be a bit tight, but the intention was still the same 1 year ago, which means to say in terms of growth, the companies are still looking to actively improve on their processes and things like that. Yeah.
All right. Nice. I think that's definitely insightful. So next up, Yvonne, can you share with us right now, you know, I mean, we have been working closely as well with BCB. So can you share with us, you know, what's up recently with all, you know, all is ongoing right now?
Okay, so just like I mentioned, for BCB, we are a growing blockchain protocol for developing smart city solutions. So that is our focus, you know. So we envision that, you know, we're gonna build a lot of smart city solutions so that to enable and empower smart cities of the future. So right now, we are helping to, so as what I think to similar competitors here, you know, we have a lot of things that's going on with whether it's the technology development. We are also right now, the core of what we are doing right now is also to build the ecosystem for blockchain as well. Okay, so we're gonna have, just for one example, we are currently right now, we know that right now the market is tight. There is people are looking for fundings and everything. So we have actually pledged in a way that we're going to have a 15 billion you know, fund to work with any of the the startups or any potential projects, you know, that have good solid ideas, and then we want to help them to develop their solution onto blockchain, and then thereby build the smart city solution and roll it out for a lot of cities in coming Asia. So for right now, in the past 1 year, in 2019, we have actually have a successful case. You know, we talk about smart city. Singapore basically is a smart city. Okay, we're very, very established already. But around Asia, right now, we are seeing that, you know, with the rise of the entire ASEAN market, So there is a lot of room for growth at this point of time. And so we see that, you know, the kind of smart city solutions that we have right now is going to help these developing countries a lot. So it's going back to what I said just now in 2019. So we actually launched this Yatai city. Okay, it is a $15 billion investment over a span of 120 square kilometers in Myanmar, in a special economic zone. So this is actually the first smart city that is entirely built on blockchain. Yeah, and over there, the blockchain supports everything from, you know, the construction, the food service, the utilities, the day-to-day business dealings, or even day-to-day payments for consumers as well. So it's everything. So this entire infrastructure that we are building, you know, to give developing countries secure, efficient infrastructure so that they can, you know, move on faster and take pace in acceleration, you know, and catch up. And thereby, of course, we are also working with other established cities as well to roll out the blockchain protocol, our technology and our solutions to propel further, you know, to make the already the solutions even better. So right now, as mentioned, going back, what we are building right now is the entire ecosystem. So with the fund that's going around, so if there's anybody who has, you know, introduction or you're keen to explore this, come and let me know, say hi to me later, okay? And of course, we are right now, upcoming next is also, we're gonna have trainings at Academy as well. We're gonna do workshops to help people understand a little bit more. People who are already in this space can work with us to develop more. And so this is the kind of, what do you call that? The business continuity plan that we are doing at this point of time. Yeah.
All right. So to all attendees, as you hear, we know we have people from like China, you know, giving away solutions. I mean, by assisting exchanges, giving them, you know, assistance during such tough time. We have, you know, Biki supporting all partners right now, as well as the community exchanges, you know, community members, traders, and, you know, Sanctum still providing their solutions. And of course, we are BCB giving away monies to startup right now. So, you know, do stay tuned later and join us in the networking room so that, you know, can find out more, you know, individually connect with them face to face. So right now, I will answer all the Q&A. So I've been really surprised right here. We have 59 questions right now. So we can't answer all 59. So we'll choose a couple of them to answer right now. So first up, from Connor, I think this question is addressing to everyone, but specifically to you, Ethan. How does BTC price affect floor coins, for example, Biki?
Okay, right. So I also typed out the answer earlier on. I'll just reiterate, right? So BTC being the largest pool out there, right? So when we see huge spikes and increases, that gains the confidence of the masses, whether you like it or not. And then that's also will be indirectly affecting the rest of the coins as well. So same when it goes down, you can see minute little changes and influence on the coin. So Biki, like all other coins also, we get affected by that as well. But at the same time, I think that was a good question. We have increased by 10% in the last 7 days as well. Right, so you see, that's also the effect of the BTC price increasing as well. I hope that answers your question.
Yes. I think right now, you know, we have really tons of questions. We have tons of questions, you know, addressing to Vicky as well. So I think next up, we'll also ask one more for Vicky. Give me a moment while I'm checking. Okay. So Vicky, they were asking, what other promotions are you rolling out soon? Can you share with us? I think all of them are very excited when you're sharing with them.
Yeah, so like I think later our handsome host Roy is also releasing some giveaways about Biki. But at the same time, we just finished a subscription campaign for Justin Sun's new token JUST, right? So that was extremely successful. I think it was sold out in just a few minutes, snapped up real quick, and we are releasing very similar campaigns that they are open for users also to come in and take part. So we actually get to, basically users can get to make quite a bit of value out of it as well, right? right? So stay tuned. You can join our Telegram group to listen into the announcements. We're going to release this very, very soon in the next 2-3 days.
Awesome, awesome. All right, the next question, guys, will be for China. All right, John, are you ready for this question? So they were asking you, any roadmap for DEX? So decentralized exchanges right now for China.
Decentralized exchange. Well, thing is that decentralized exchange market volume has increased compared to 2019. However, still 97% of trade volumes is dominated by centralized exchange. And the key topic for 2020 is staying in compliance. And in this regards, in this sense, I think Chainapp will focus on providing centralized exchange for 2020 and staying in compliance with the regulations of each local jurisdiction. But as the decentralized exchange trading volume grows up, we will upgrade our decentralized system software and include to our product line.
All right,
I hope
awesome.
this answers this question.
Awesome, awesome. So guys, you just answered your question. So next up we have from Max. The next question is directed to Yvonne. Okay, I'm sure they are very excited about the investment you were talking about, startup grants. All right, so the next question is, what kind of blockchain companies are you looking at investing? What are the criteria?
What are the criteria? To be honest, everything and anything that under the sun that can help, there's kind of any, which means, let me rephrase again, everything and anything, whatever solutions that can help to make a city smarter, yeah, it's something that we are good to explore. So there is no right or wrong. You know, we are also happy to give you a feedback. Just share whatever you have with us. We'll be happy to share, you know, our feedback to you, you know, and also to help you to develop along the way as well.
Awesome. So one question that I feel is really, really interesting is about the halving, right? You know, with all the fiasco going on about Bitcoin, I was really receiving tons of things in Telegram and updates right now. So after halving, this question is from Johnson. After halving, block rewards are reduced and miners profit is reduced as well. What do all of you think about this? After 1 to 2 months, this is addressed to everyone, by the way. So after 1 to 2 months, will they give up on the Bitcoin mining? All right, this question is from Johnson. Not sure you guys heard clearly what I say, so let me repeat again. So after halving, block rewards are reduced and miners profit is reduced as well. So what do the admin think about this? I think he's referring to all the panelists. After 1 to 2 months, do you think the miner will give up mining Bitcoin?
It really, I mean, coming from the space and, you know, having that since 2015, right? I mean, that's where the previous community that was in was doing so much education on this area, right? Just take it as such that miners will always be miners, and new miners will always come into after every halving, no matter how. It's a proven trend for the last 2 halving, and this is something that it's kind of a, well, I would use circuit breaker loosely for that within the Bitcoin blockchain itself. Once the miners are centralized and trying to gain more profits, and when it starts to halve, they may or may not be able to continue going on. But that doesn't stop the smaller miners from entering the market, right? So the smaller miners, because the overheads are smaller, and so because of the price of Bitcoin, even though it doesn't change, there is still that interest to actually want to mine Bitcoin. In the instance of Venezuela, for example, it is in their right, or rather in their interest, to actually really want to mine Bitcoin, and it's predominant, quite real over there, because it's illegal to mine Bitcoin over there. The reason for that is because of their inflation. Their fiat dollar has gone to dust already, basically. So they are using Bitcoin as a means of value exchange, basically. Yeah. So it is what it is for Bitcoin. I don't see that there's going to be any difference. You might see a slow transaction when a lot of large miners start to pull the plug. But the interesting thing is that I do see exchanges in the mining pool now. People like OKX as well also is doing mining as well, which was an interesting pivot from a business standpoint that they have been doing it, I think, for the past 1 year, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So there you go.
Any fellow panelists, do you have anything to share about Bitcoin mining? I'm definitely no expert on this Bitcoin mining, so I'll leave it to you guys.
Yeah. I totally agree with Leslie in this question. Some miners are going to stop the mining business, and they're gonna move out of this industry because less rewards. It reduces to 6.25, and some of the miners will go out. But actually, there are less miners in the market than BTC. The difficulty for mining the BTC would actually decrease, and there will be new players joining in the market, such as Ukraine government. Because of the COVID-19 situation, they are going to use reluctant nuclear electricity powers to start their new mining business. So there are more market players, new market players joining in this mining industry, and I think everything will balance out.
Yep.
All right. Anyone else? No, we'll move on to the next question, because right now I'm extremely surprised by all the engaging participants right now. We have close to 100 questions. Oh my God, guys. So next up, this is one of my personal favorites. So I'm going to choose from Petra Ma. In your opinion, is Bitcoin technically capable of replacing fiat money? Right, the controversy topic is here, guys. So, in your opinion, is Bitcoin technically capable of replacing fiat money?
I'll take a step at this. It's not about replacement. It is how you perceive value in the first place, right? It really depends if where you are at and how and what is the value transitions between peer-to-peer. If you say that Bitcoin is going to replace as a mode as a world currency, at this point of time, I don't see it. But can it be one? Yes, it can. Because the fundamentals and the vision that Satoshi has given have had that element in it, basically. But here's the thing: so if you want to have value that's being transacted, how do you actually perceive that value when let's say, for example, you want to buy something, right? And you are between Roy and myself, I want to buy his watch, his Rolex watch. And I tell him, say, I'm going to pay you $10,000 for it in Sing dollars. He says, okay, he can see the value. But if I were to tell him and say that, and he's not from the Bitcoin community or crypto community, I say, if I'm going to pay you 1 Bitcoin, he will ask me what is 1 Bitcoin, right? In that aspect, he doesn't understand what the value of 1 Bitcoin is to him in the first place. But there has been a lot of transactions worldwide, even for property as well, that has taken place using Bitcoins itself. It has always been the case, and it will never go away. It's just a matter of how fast people wakes up, right, to the situation that they are in. It's really according to the place that you are residing in, basically. The people in Venezuela will have a different comment versus the people in Singapore, because we are very comfortable here, right? Obviously, right? So we still trust the Sing dollar, basically. But in Venezuela, they have given hope on their own dollar itself.
Yeah,
so
they're putting origami with their dollars.
So in that case itself, this is a very diverse topic, and yes, Roy, is a very controversial topic, yes. But it really boils down to the human perception of value. And whether you treat Bitcoin, is the way you treat Bitcoin in terms of how much is going to be valued 10 years down the road, 20 years down the road. Is that something that you want to take into consideration?
Yeah, I think definitely it's a very controversial topic. I think it's a good question right now. That's what makes panel much more exciting, right? Spiced up a little.
Hey guys, so I want to touch on this point as well. I want to take a little bit of a different approach about this. So since 27th of December last year, with the news of Thailand and Hong Kong developing their own central bank digital currency, ever since that happened, we've seen China developing that as well. In fact, it's already the beta stage. And then shortly 2 weeks after that, we saw the Bank of Korea doing their beta test as well for BOK, right? The digital currency as well. And all this are in the testing stage, including, if I'm not wrong, Canada as well. And this is what I see as a very big thing that's going to shift towards mass adoption, right? So to answer your question directly, right, it depends on the beta stage of this. And I think, yeah, I know like a lot of people have been debating this is against decentralization, this is against, you know, like giving the power to the people, etc., right? But this is nature as we see it. And from what I see, depending on the results of this test, it is definitely going to change how we perceive cash and money and fiat in the coming 10 years. This is groundbreaking. And I've been, Biki Exchange has been paying very, very close attention to this, because this will shift how we onboard mass users in the coming future. Before it happens, we want to be ready for it.
Yeah.
I want to play the devil's advocate to this. So if you're saying that the digitization of fiat is going to cause people to adopt Bitcoin more, I beg to differ. The reason is because you're not doing much help in terms of, the US just printed more than $1 trillion worth of, dollars into the economy itself. And where is it going into? We're not valuing the fiat in accordance to the debt that is actually being, consolidated in the countries.
Yes.
It's just printing free money all the time. And there will be a cap to this, basically. What the governments at this point of time they are doing is not really changing it's just changing the method of in terms of the transactions. So it really depends on how individual or the governments also perceive in terms of the value that they want to bring forth to the people. So I thought I had to say that basically, because if you're going to link Bitcoin and the fiat together, I really don't see that from someone who supports Bitcoin a lot. Sorry, I have to say that. Yeah.
I mean, just to add in to what you have been discussing, I think at the end of the day, right now, big cryptocurrency, it came on as an alternative to fiat, right? So right now we are talking about whether to replace it totally. I think not in our lifetime. Yeah. So it's quite highly unlikely unless something really major happens and the entire, the entire economy, the fiat system fails, which is quite highly unlikely. But then again, the importance and the significance cryptocurrency plays in the entire financial market will definitely grow in importance and in significance. So I think to talk about whether it will replace, I think it's really, you really can't replace. Correct. You can't. At this point, I can't really see that it's been replacing, but it is definitely going to grow with more relevance as a means, also as a medium for any transactions, for any trades. That is for sure. Yeah.
Definitely, I agree to that.
To say to your point, right, Yvonne, you're saying that unless something big happens, right, people will start adopting. So for COVID, right now, is it considered as something major that will, force everyone?
Maybe let me just say first. I think so far you have seen whether, although market is volatile, it's very sensitive, but I think all the individual financial institutions around the countries are still holding out quite well. Whether America, it's the fact that they're printing money or not, I'm not going to comment whether it's good or not good. Okay, but I think generally everybody is managing the situation still fairly okay. So I don't think this is something that will cause a collapse in the entire system. Yeah.
Well,
it is.
Sorry, let's see if you continue.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, right? COVID is kind of wake-up call to me. I feel is something that is a trigger event that that a lot of people are taking a backseat, you know, like taking like 3 steps back and saying, oh, I need to really reevaluate in terms of how we need to move on in future. Is this going to change the future as well? You know, having the digitization of fiat in the first place is not a bad thing to me in the first place. It's just a means to an end, and it is a tool that enables. It's an application that will enable people to transact more easily, right? But there is a differentiation between a digital money and versus cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum, because they both function on a different economic model. So this is something that needs to be, I think a lot of people need to understand that before they actually put those two together in the first place. Although the exchanges are combining that together, it's only because it is making it easy from a UI UX perspective, which is again not wrong, all right? Because you need to do that transactions basically. So the balance needs to be found, right? In terms of having that after learning what lessons that you know, COVID has given to all of us, in fact to the world itself. Yeah.
Oh, you, John, do you have any comment on that?
Well, I think everyone is answering my question.
Sorry.
Sure, definitely. But personally for me, I think I share a little bit about my situation that I feel. Definitely, I do agree with what everyone has mentioned, and I do agree with what Ethan has said as well. But for me, about personal experience for DeFi actually is that when we make a lot of payments, we make a lot of cross-border payments. So a lot of the fiat systems are taking quite some time. Especially previously, still an example, sorry to any Malaysians out there. So while we're transferring to Malaysian banks previously, they were having a holiday, you see. So normally it would take about 3 days, 5 max. It took us 20 days. 20 days to get transacted for $2,000. So, you know, if you were to transact in USDT, how long would that take? A few minutes, I guess, 2 seconds. So I feel that it's good to have alternative currency right now, but to agree with what Yvonne said, to totally replace it, probably not. And also to agree with what Ethan said, it all depends on the current pilot stage right now, whether everything is adaptable or not, if it's successful or not right now.
Yeah.
So I think we have really a lot of questions right now, so it's really almost impossible to answer all. So shall we proceed with, like, you know, one last question right now? Everyone all right?
Yeah.
Okay, so our favorite question, I mean, personally, is for me right now. My favorite question is from Donnie. Donnie, hey. Thank you for, you know, sending this question to all of us. So according to the speakers, will the world economic crisis affect these crypto industries, and will this industry die in the crisis? Word for word. All right. I think personally, this is it's by Donnie Heng. So according to the speakers, like from what you have mentioned, the world economic crisis, will the world economic crisis affect these crypto industries? And will the crypto industry, you know, eventually, you know, be affected and die off during this crisis? Because as we see right now in the finance market, everything is like,
yeah. So maybe let me share some thought first. I think we have all agreed in the beginning of the panel that that crypto is definitely going to be closely knitted with the financial market, and then thereby any kind of volatility, any kind of sensitivity is going to be felt. Whether it will die or not, I was pondering about that question. It's a very interesting question. So as long as it is something that is going to have more real case users in the market, it will not die. So therefore, right now, I think the focus is to bring out the applications out there. And when there is a critical mass enough, it will be here to stay. And because there will be a foundation already, and then therefore it can sustain hits. Yeah, so that in a nutshell.
I see. How about you, Ethan? You know, coming from exchanges, I'm sure you know, really can see the market movement right now. You know, depend on popularity, or is there like a significant drop? Do you think, you know, will crash the entire crypto market in general?
Okay, right. So this question, this is basically two questions, right? The first one is it affecting this crypto industry? Yes, for sure. We have, I mean, the world has seen what, 200,000 deaths. That's 200,000. That's the potential of people that can come in the industry, right? So that definitely has affected. But will this industry die in the crisis? No, no way. Right, in the last 10 years, we have seen so many things happening in the crypto industry, especially in 2016, for example, right? And then a lot of people left the industry and a lot more people came into the industry after that as well. This cycle is going to keep repeating, except the difference between traditional market and crypto industry is that crypto industry, the cycle is shorter and faster. That's about it, right? So long as they are human beings and the markets, you know, one way or another are affected, but don't die off, then this industry will continue to thrive much faster, in fact, in time to come.
I see. How about you, John? What do you think?
I also think it's a two questions to answer. First is blockchain industry. So last year we have been flying everywhere. I have been seeing Ethan in Singapore and Europe and Canada and everywhere, right? Right now we're stuck in Singapore. I'm in Korea doing nothing, just doing online businesses. I think in this regards, there are many people thinking that this blockchain industry has come to an end, but actually it's not. And it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time to COVID-19 to end, and we continue our business as usual. And the second question would be, would the crypto industry, I mean, Bitcoin and the market crash? As you can see on the previous chart history, after the halving, Bitcoin has been rising and it's skyrocketing actually. So I think in this regards, it's really important to make a long-term investment and just hodl it. Just hodling, it will settle everything.
Hold on.
It's not dead, yeah. And everything is just normal. It's going on. So I think, no, crypto industry is not dying. It's just going along the way.
I see. How about you, Leslie?
So again, two questions, right? So will it affect, or is it affecting the crypto industry now? Yes, definitely, in terms of funding and you know the low sentiments of investment. Yes. Will the industry die? I don't see that happening. In fact, I think the crisis has put a spotlight on a lot of blockchain companies, giving it the due diligence that is supposed to have, especially those who have managed to ride out the crypto winter. And so, in fact, it's giving more attention to the blockchain companies who are actually providing, you know, very good applications or solutions to the existing digitization issues that they have, basically. So, yeah, there you go.
I think personally for me, most of the blockchain companies are definitely much more versatile. Most of our jobs right now, or even day-to-day stuff, be it any verticals, be it exchanges, service providers, or even solution providers like ChainHub, or even projects themselves, most of them are, you know, online. Everything is taking online, but it really depends on the team, you know, depending on communities, and communication is the key right now for us. So yeah, thank you everyone. We have now, you know, come to the end of the panel, and I'd really like to thank all our fellow panelists for, you know, sharing with us and also answering all the questions that we have. So sorry that, you know, we can't answer all your questions because we really have close to like 100 questions right now. So if you have any questions, or if you're interested in any of them, any of the projects that you wish to, you know, have one-to-one discussion with them, you can join us later in the networking session, which we will announce and send the link at the end of this event. So we'd like to once again thank all our panelists for joining us today. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, John. Ethan,
Thank you for having me here. Yeah.
Thank you, and we'll see you in the smoking room later, guys. Take care. Thank you, our fellow panelists. All right, to our attendees, I'd like to say once again, thank you for joining us today. And now, before we announce the giveaway winners, we would appreciate if all attendees could help us to kindly fill in the survey poll right now that can appear in front of your screen. Yes, this is the survey poll right now. So please kindly, I would like to ask everyone to help us to fill in the survey. And please do note that we will select the most interactive participants to be giving away our prizes. Thank you, everyone. I'll just give you some time to fill in the survey. Yep, so right now we have currently about 50 people doing the survey. So we'll still wait for everyone to continue to finish doing a survey. So please do not leave the room right now. Please take note that there is a networking session that will be happening shortly. We will send it over to you for joining us later. So basically, we will now, once again, announce our lucky draw winner. So I will announce our lucky draw winner before we head over to the networking session. Okay? So first up, we have Connor Water. So sorry if I pronounced your name wrongly. Second, guys, we have Tan Yi Yong. And next, we have Max Ng. Okay, so the fourth person will be Johnson Hong. All right. Fifth, Petra Ma. Number 6, we have Donnie Heng. The controversial question, I remember. So Donnie Heng, number 6. 7, we have Tammy Lee. Number 8, we have Weng Ming. W-E-N-G-M-I-N-G. Weng Ming. And 9, we have Fong. F-O-N-G. Fong. And lastly, we have Jared Ping. J-A-R-O-D-P-I-N-G. Jared Ping. Okay, so once again, I would like to emphasize that all winners will be contacted by our team privately via email. So do not worry if none of the admins are currently reaching out to you. You will be contacted via email. So once again, every one of you are joining us right now. And now we have come to the end of the webinar, but it's time for our networking session. So we hope to see you there as well. So to access the networking meeting room, please refer to the link sent to you in the registration email, or alternatively, you can copy and paste the link that is sent in the chat group right now. All of you can click the bit.ly link, but do remember to click this link and choose to leave this meeting, this conference and this webinar to join our networking room. So I'll look forward to see all of you there in the networking room. So do remember to click the networking room, and if you have any questions, please feel free to let us know in the Q&A session about how to get into the networking room. So I'll look forward to seeing you there, and Roy signing out.